welcome to Magic Park for National Premier League action. It's round 7 in Northern New South Wales National Premier League. We have Broadmeadow Magic taking on Valentine FC. In the current game has just kicked off the under-20s between Minor as follows. For Valentine, number 22, Joel Mackey, number 3, Jordan Sykes, number 2, Calvin Burke, number 11, Scott Dunster, number 10, Jeffrey Fagan, number 5, Liam Comedy, number 4, Ben Cumberford, number 16, Bradley Chibanda, number 8, Joshua Serve, number 7, Joshua Enrique, and number 6, Jordan Harrison. Substitute for Valentine. We have number 12, David Polito, number 15, Mason Leatherwood, number 9, Darren Galtiani, and number 60, James Tuesday. The Broadmeadow Magic, we have number 11, Susan Aketsky, number 5, Luke Callan, number 9, Ty Cousins, number 2, Jeff Davis, number 1, Emerson Golding, number 4, Davey Arfield, number 3, Adam Malone, number 7, Tina Uriweri, number 13, number 10, Jaden Stilton, number 6, Jeremy Wilson, and number 8, Alex Janarowski. Substitutes for Broadmeadow, we have number 14, Ben Gordon, number 13, Isaac Robinson, number 66, Isaac King, number 15, Kakiri Sugiyama, and number 12, Luke Wood. In the previous fixture, we had Jordan Magic 5, Victor Valentine 3 in the under 18, and once again, welcome to Magic Park.
Bradley, come on, face! Joshy, middle! Just right! Come on, in. Good! Hey! Good! Excellent job! Line. Drop back. Benny, right shoulder. Inside again, we're on. Drive in time. Numbers left, just slide in, Luke. Track him, Luke. Bring away here, Davey. Bring away here. Fill the middle, Tino. Get the middle, Tino. Done, Luke Cowell. Cross the wide, Stewie. Can't get goal side here. go on.
Yes, Kylie! Love it! Yes, Kylie! All over it! Benny, other way! Yes, sir!
Jordy! Super!
Help out. Second ball. Stay up top tight.
full-time and number 20 fixture at Magic Park today. Gorman Magic versus the Valentine Alabama FC. We Gorman Magic 1, defeating Valentine 0. In the under 18s fixture played earlier today, Gorman Magic 5, defeated Valentine 3. In the next scheduled main game to kick off at 5 p.m. Gorman Magic will be looking to bounce back from the draw against Maitland, and Valentine will be looking to get some points after a big loss last week to the Jackers. So it all kicks off 5 p.m. So use this time to head up to the canteen, grab something to eat or something to drink, or head inside the clubhouse and watch a little bit of the NRL or A-League. We'd like to thank our 2019 sponsors, Addistown Car Doctor, Adora and Steel Fabrication, Bale Bosset Solicitors, Bell Thor and Best Quality Flowers, the Bean Proprietors Limited, Duke, Allah, Signs and Vehicle Racks, Bosch and Son Carpets, the Bosch Design, Custom Kitchens, Cable Installation and Construction, Capital Bodyworks, Castle Railings, the Concept Sports Development Centre, Credit Manager at Call, Custom Systems by Design, Peter Petrovsky, VA Finance, Don Apostolowski, Dalton Partners, Daraton, DCB Group, Derek Stone Masons, Denso's Auto Centre, the Duke of Wellington Hotel, New Lantern, Dunn's Butchers, Elders Real Estate Lantern, EDC Consultants, The Excavation Specialist, Photo Property Group, Forsyth IT, Good Food Distributors, Harry's Nickel Joints, High Tech Oil, Hub Advisory Group, Hunter Valley Steel, HB Aluminium, James Murray Funeral Directors, JBE Industries, Zona Sport Australia, the Macedonian Pensioners Association, Walter Delche, Matthews Sportsfield Maintenance, Merit Planning, Jimmy Krosner, Newcastle Macedonian Sports Club, Newcastle French Top Bread, National Auto Wholesale MyCar, Islington, Tickets Pharmacy, Clearfield Food Services, Queen's Wharf Brewery, FC Glass and Glazing, Sharp Electronics Group, Steve Phillips Mastercard Lantern, Stone Real Estate, Dave Sanchevsky, Summit Financial Services, Williams Jewelers, owning at the Junction, Erdo Upholstery, and Why Not Technologies. A reminder that after today's matches, we invite all players and spectators and supporters to join us at the Duke of Wellington Hotel for post-match presentations. So Duke of Wellington Hotel at the conclusion of the main game for post-match presentations. Thank you. sprinters and boys on the pitch. The sprinters are about to come on, so neutral side and don't get wet.
There's no pressure.
Hi, stranger.
I didn't know they had them. It's hilarious that they have an angle.
Made it to the
Yeah.
right.
They read the Max Weber today. I was pretty warm today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Magic Park in Broadmeadow for the final match of round 7 of the NPL. Northern New South Wales' Broadmeadow Magic host Valentine Phoenix. It's been a long time between drinks for Valentine at Magic Park. They haven't won here in the league since 2010. And up against a Magic side unbeaten in their last 3 matches, they'll have their work cut out for them. Broadmeadow were fresh from the weekend off and looking to get their attack into top gear over Easter. They've scored just 4 goals from the opening 6 matches despite an embarrassment of riches in the final third. Can they gel and put it all together this afternoon? For Valentine, they're licking their wounds after a dismal performance at home against Lambton, where they were punished for inviting pressure, and the Jaffers smashed 4 past them at the CB complex. So the question is, can the Phoenix put round 6 behind them in a flash, or will Magic continue their recent domination of Valentine? The lineup says there's just one change from Broadmeadow's team, who drew 1-1 with Maitland 2 weeks ago. Justin Broadley is out with a groin injury. He's replaced in the starting side by youngster Cody Carroll. And for Valentine, Darren Sills and Sam Griffin make just 2 changes, with Josh Carroll and new recruit Bailey Garland into the starting 11. That means that Brenton Olsma and Chris Brown drop out of the first team and out of the matchday squad altogether. It's a perfect autumn afternoon in the Hunter region. The mercury currently sitting on 23 degrees. The breeze from the east at around 16 kilometres an hour. So coming straight across Magic Park, which runs north-south, like most sporting grounds across the world. And it will be the home side in their red to kick us off, running from left to right of screen. As I said, Valentine searching for a first victory at Magic Park since 2010. Chris Gazzard scored on that afternoon in a 1-0 victory. So Mitch Oxborough in the centre circle gets us underway in the final match of round 7 of the NPL Northern New South Wales. A big Easter holiday weekend of action. It's been fascinating thus far. Can it continue in this one? We hope so. James Virgili quickly into the action. Matt Paul with a touch with a new haircut as well. Looking pretty slick. Christian Brymora getting himself about early on. Magic winning the last 5 between these two by a combined margin of 14-1. Just incredible, the domination. All of those results coming since Ruben Zadkovic took control. It's Jacob Bailey, a man who adds steel to the Phoenix midfield. Cody Carroll now on the turn, just the one change for Magic, and it was him in for Justin Broadley as Oxborough maybe tried to place that one and just scoops it up over the bar. He scored the equaliser against Maitland 2 weeks ago in round 5 when they drew 1-1 after Joel Wood opened the scoring for the Magpies, and then Oxford put the free kick in the top corner to take a point away from that contest. Perry Budden looking for Motherway. No turn from Oxborough, away from Jacob Bailey. Those midfield 3 will be so key for Valentine this afternoon. Jacob Bailey, Ben Hay and Matt Paul. Matt Paul himself a former Magic player in a past life. Valentine with the free kick. Valentine sitting in 9th place on the table, but they've just played 3 matches, the fewest of any side in the competition. Had a few washouts and a bye as well in round 1. This one pushed across the ground by Willard. Neat turn from Carroll, and he sends Ben Hay on his way. He cut this one across goal. It takes a little deflection off John Griffiths. Valentine saying it crossed the line, and yes, it has. So it will be a corner kick. Paul Bitts a little bemused. Valentine, of course, co-coached this year by Sam Griffin and Darren Sills, but they've said not much has changed from last year or the last few seasons. Where Griffin has been Sills' assistant. This one curled in at the near post, and Oxborough, well, it didn't seem to thump his boot through it, but it went flying up and over the grandstand on this near side. That may take some retrieving. Josh Carroll now is in the long throw. Straight onto the head of Matt Houle. Now Ben Hay taking on a couple. Gilly wins possession back for Broadmeadow. Tried to curl it up the line towards Brymora. But it's Valentine mopping up at the back. Josh Murray and Riley Russell on this left-hand side of defence. It's Cale Bradbury on the turn. And now Oxborough feeding the speed of Cale Bradbury. Brock Oakley diving in, winning possession. Here's Bradbury weaving away from a couple. Yet to score this year, Cale Bradbury, and he wasn't far off there. Good save from Perry Budden, had to get sharply to his right. No goals in 4 matches to start the season. But as I've said previously, not too much of a concern for Cale, because a couple of years back in 2017, he took 5 matches to get off the mark. And he's had, would you say, the referee tying up his shoelace in the middle of the park? Don't know if I've seen that too often. Just on Cale Bradbury, 3 goals in his last 2 against Valentine. He's got some confidence when it comes to playing against the Phoenix, as have Broadmeadow as a whole. As I mentioned, 5 straight victories, as this one will bounce through to James Virgili, who is onside. He gets clipped by Perry Budden. He could be off here, and is. Valentine down to 10 men. The referee had no option but to send Perry Budden off, taking down James Virgili as the last man. And it's going to be Joel Magny who is going to have to come on, the backup keeper who was playing for Wallsend in the New FM Northern League 1 last year. So no penalty. It was just outside the box. Will be a free kick, and Mitch Oxborough scored from this kind of range last week. Perry Budden absolutely filthy, and Sam Griffin and Darren Sills are on halfway having a conversation about what they will do here, and they're taking their time because Joel Magny's got to get his shin pads on.
Rev, when you're ready, mate, you have his shin pads on, surely.
And Ruben Zadquich, you could hear him explaining that exactly, saying they're taking a little too long here, the Phoenix. So who is going to be sacrificed? This would be terrible. Well, it looks as though it's going to be Josh Carroll. And you've got a feel for him. I mean, he's going to walk straight down the tunnel. Josh Carroll back into the starting side. And he's not even going to last 5 minutes out there. And you sense he'll receive an apology from Perry Budden, because it's not just the keeper who's frustrated. Josh Carroll as well. And for the second time in as many days, a side down to 10 men in the NPL Northern New South Wales. We saw Lambton Jaffers hold on to that 2-1 advantage against Western last night, despite being down to 10 men for about 70 minutes of that one. This one's locked at 0-0. This is a big moment. Magic can go ahead here. Valentine will be right up against it. Plenty of time taken up here. You sense we'll get some stoppage time at the end of the half. Here's Oxborough. And a confidence-boosting start for Joel Magny between the sticks. For Valentine, he played in the under-20s match. Only conceded a late goal in that one, did Magny, from point-blank range. But already Broadmeadow are going to cause some problems in the final third. Valentine have got a long way to go in this one, down a man, away from home, as John Griffiths now takes down Motherway. No card for him. So what's the decision here from the co-coaches? As though they've gone to a 4-3-2, taking Josh Carroll from the front line, playing with those three super midfielders in Ben Hay and Matt Paul and Jacob Bailey. And here's Jacob Bailey just taking a little time off the clock. You sense they've got to do that here, Valentine. Bit of gamesmanship from him. They're going to need all the rest they can get in the remainder of this one. It's not a hot night. As James Virgili brings it down. Riley Russell, he does have some toe. And Magny collects. This one flicked on by Bailey Garland, the new recruit who was at Edgeworth last season, for the last few seasons, and he really shone, scored some big goals in the FFA Cup and also the NPL, 3 goals last year. He's got a big job tonight, holding up the ball now. There's Brian Mora with the attempted flick on. This one powered up the park by Luke Willard. Most certainly they've gone to a 4-4-1, the Phoenix, with Bailey Garland sitting up front. As Ben Hay tries to jump over Luke Virgili. They're playing advantage. Garland is going to look up and see Motherway, who gets on the outside of Ensor, and he almost picked out the corner. And the referee's going to come back and give the yellow card to Luke Virgili. Very well done there, allowing advantage to be played. Running it down is Matt Paul with the captain's armband. Little nudge on from Jacob Bailey. Plenty of action in the opening part of this one. The final match of round 7 of the NPL Northern New South Wales. Another red card, and referee Callum Stammer made 100% the correct decision. He had no option but to send Perry Budden off for a last man challenge on a racing James Virgili. Here he is again, speeding away down the flank, but they did put the sprinklers on prior to this one, and it just skips off the turf. And he's having some more problems with his shoelaces, is Callum Stammer. I think he's just making sure both boots are of equal tightness after he was doing up one boot earlier in the match. Now he's got onto his right. Here's Luke Virgili. Christian Brymora, former Newcastle Jet, to another former Newcastle Jet, and another here on the right flank in James Virgili, bending this one across goal. And Cody Carroll tried to hit it on the first time volley and sprays it up and over the bar. So Joel Magny between the posts for Valentine. And he'll get his chance next week as well for the Phoenix, with Perry Budden serving that suspension after being red carded earlier this afternoon. Ryan Ensor down to the corner. Now Luke Virgili playing alongside Josh Piddington in the centre of defence. Here's a free kick going the way of Broadmeadow Magic. It's been a round of red cards and a round of red cards to goalkeepers as well. Red card in the Hamilton Olympic Jets youth match. Hamilton getting up by 2-0 in that one, hanging on despite being down to 10 men. So 3 red cards in this now 5 matches. That's Virgili with a nutmeg on Riley Russell. Beats him down the sideline, cutting it back across goal, and it really beat everyone. Oxborough and also Bradbury. Other way, just got caught under his boot. Now Ben Hay and Ryan Ensor to Oxborough. Couldn't slide the pass in behind Brock Oakley. John Griffiths is striding forward. Pushed up into the midfield this year, John Griffiths, and he's been pretty good thus far. Piddington. There's Matt Hoole. Now Oxborough on a dime for James Virgili. Scored a couple this year for Magic, and that was a dangerous ball. Brock Oakley dealt with it, but Oxborough will get another chance to try and curl it. Far away again. As you can see, Valentine continue just to take a little more time off the clock, down to 10 men. They took an age to get Joel Magny out there after Perry Budden was sent off. There's Matt Paul bending it into the path of Bailey Garland. Paul Bitts is off his line. He opts to use Connor Motherway, taking on Ryan Ensor. He's got the run of Luke Willard, but Ensor did well, and then Motherway dove in on Ensor. Potentially lucky. I think they're going to come back for the free kick. Ensor very slow to his feet. It's going to be a free kick in the middle of the park, not for that infringement in the box, but Motherway was a little lucky. So 2 matches today, 2 keepers sent off. Tyler Warren was sent off in that Hamilton Jets youth game for a handball outside the box. In that 2-0 win for Olympic. Luke Vigili. And now Ensor. So that means that with victory this afternoon, Broadmeadow would have to do it emphatically to push into that top 4. They're for and against, hurt by that opening round 6-1 defeat to Edgeworth. But a win gets them equal on points with a bunch of those sides in the top 4. For Valentine, a win gets them within 3 points of the top 4 sides. It is so congested at the moment early on in the season. And it's a bit confusing with the amount of matches some sides have played with wet weather, etc. So Mitch Oxborough standing over the free kick again. We know how good Christian Brymora is in the air. Comes off the back of Cale Bradbury. Oxborough goes up alongside Garland, who wins it back for Valentine. He's doing a terrific job as the lone striker. Bailey Garland thus far, as Motherway couldn't pick him out. John Griffiths there to thwart him. And he can't pick the pass. The Magic midfielder. Throw from Luke Willard, who scored twice in their opening round win over Adamstown. Oxborough now to Brymora. Josh Murray did well there to win possession back. He was in a bit of a pickle, but he's given it away. Cale Bradbury taking on Willard. 2 pretty quick players there. Brock Oakley was able just to dink it wide. And now Bailey Garland again. Shoulder to shoulder with Josh Piddington, and he knocked the Magic centre back off balance. You don't see that too often. Bradbury, after receiving the ball from Oxborough, he returns the favour and now bends it behind Bradbury. Here's Vigili. Well, didn't he pick out the bottom corner perfectly? James Vigili. He's having a wonderful start to the season. His 3rd goal of 2019. And Magic finally get themselves in front against the 10 men of Valentine. And now that task for the Phoenix becomes all the more difficult. Brock Oakley and Matt Paul. Here's Russell. Throwing the lines to Garland. Bailey picks out Motherway. They're pushing forward in numbers here, the Phoenix. As Motherway gets away from Ensor. In the end, I think it's out off the Valentine winger. It is. Joxborough. Now the flick on from Cody Carroll and John Griffiths. Out wide to Cale Bradbury. Can they make it a couple of goals in quick succession? Bradbury fires it at goal, and Brian Morris somehow is unable to pick out the bottom corner that James Virgili hit so perfectly moments ago. And still he waits for his first goal in Magic colours. Virgili hooks it up. The back of Hay and Jacob Bailey. Matt Paul. It's Bailey against the sideline, who's able to just keep it inside, keep it alongside the line. Now Ben Hay brings it down, beats a couple, and the appeals are there from Valentine. Referee Callum Stammer waving them away. His touch probably just took him away from goal. Ben Hay. Here's Cale Bradbury again. Neat turn away from Willard. Here's Oxborough. Waiting for the run of Ryan Ensor. Instead opts for Cody Carroll. Bradbury again on the turn. He's looking dangerous. James Virgili, can he grab a second? Got out the pile driver and just tried to punch it into the top corner. Couldn't keep it down though. Piddington, straight to his opposite number, Brock Oakley. And now Willard finds Garland. Chips it up and over the top for Connor Motherway, who's engaging in a decent contest. With Ryan Ensor down that right side for Valentine, left for Broadmeadow. Flick on there from Motherway. As Jacob Bailey chimes in. He returns the favour, and Motherway has to get on his bike to reach that one before it crossed the line. Ensor, the swivel and turn. Seventh versus ninth tonight in the NPL Northern New South Wales, round 7. Broadmeadow in 7th place after 4 matches played for them, and Valentine in 9th. They've played just the 3, but their task got a whole lot more difficult when Perry Budden was sent off inside 5 minutes. And since then, James Virgili put Broadmeadow Magic in front. Christian Brymora, neat flick on. It sits for Virgili, who cuts it back. Is this the moment for Brymora? It isn't. Well blocked by Josh Murray. And now Matt Paul spies some space. And Bailey Garland was just offside. That's why he did pull up his run. Paul Bitts tracking out and taking back possession for Broadmeadow Magic. 1 clean sheet for him this year, which is top of the league. It's been a high-scoring start to the season in the NPL Northern New South Wales. Here's Virgili taking on Russell and beating him for pace. You don't see that too often. And now across goal, and Cale Bradbury ends up in the back of the net, but the ball doesn't. And that's the important thing for the Phoenix defence. Ensor. Now Brock Oakley with the touch. Griffiths with the outside of his boot to Houle. Curls it wide to Virgili. Just got caught under his boot a little. He tried to roll that in front of Christian Brymora. And still the frustration continues for Brymora and also Cale Bradbury, who are searching for their first goals of the 2019 season. Surely you'd think that they'd break the duck tonight against a 10-man Valentine side. Hay, too far in front of Garland, and now Carroll. Plenty of green pastures out on the left for Ryan Ensor, but Valentine slide nicely. Oxborough, and now Bradbury sizes it up within a whisker of breaking into the back of the net. He's not far away, Kyle Bradbury, at the moment. You can hear Ruben Zadkovic barking out to the referee about this time wasting which is going on from Valentine. And they're just going to try and push the parcel as much as they possibly can. Cool. The flick on from Motherway, and Griffiths was an awkward fall, and he is slow to his feet, but looks to be okay. Great to have your company for round 7 of the NPL Northern New South Wales. James Virgili's goal, the difference between the two sides at the moment. Oxborough picking out Bradbury, who is just offside. Just those other scores from this round so far. Maitland beating Edgeworth 2-1 yesterday. Lambton, same score over Western. And Lake Macquarie likewise against Adamstown. It's Cal Bradbury, now to Brian Mora, taking them on, squaring it up to Carroll. He lets it run on, and James Virgili somehow is denied by Brock Oakley. That was outstanding from the Valentine centre back. And maybe he was a little too unselfish, Christian Brian Mora. James Virgili doing the bulk of the goal scoring for Broadmeadow this season. 3 goals. Oxborough hangs it up. Piddington, well, there's a free header. And he almost doubled his account for the season. You don't see Josh Piddington score multiple goals in a season very often. He almost had it right there on a platter. Haley Garland, again doing the grunt work in the Broadmeadow defensive half. And Kyle Bradbury, well, he's not happy. Just offside. And he's going to get a talking to from Callum Stammer for his process, for his protests. Magni picks out the head of Ryan Ensor. Wants a free kick for a high boot from Motherway. He's not going to get it. Neat turn from Garland, and now Ben Hay. See Valentine, despite being down a man, they are not sitting back at all, which is surprising. You sometimes see sides down to 10 men and down by a goal sit back and try and pinch one late, but they are going after it, and it is going to prove dangerous at the back, because the speed of Broadmeadow Magic is exploiting them at the moment. If not for a couple of offside calls against Cal Bradbury, he would have been bearing down on goal. As Carroll with the flick on. Cal Bradbury with no one on him out on the left side for Broadmeadow, and Luke Virgili sees that and picks him out. He turns Luke Willard inside and out, and now Mitch Oxborough bending it. Riley Russell unable to bring it under his control. James Virgili is, though. curls it. Josh Murray with the header away. Griffiths. And now Carroll. John Griffiths finds Ensor. Oxborough and Carroll link up. Drops the pass into Matt Hoole, and then himself and James Virgili not quite singing from the same hymn sheet. Ben Hay looks to beat a couple and does so, the former Jaffa. And somehow he's reeled that ball in and won it back for Valentine. And Connor Motherway, can he profit from it? Garland, the dink up and over the top. Ryan Ensor took his time and did expertly well in the end. Oxborough uses Cal Bradbury again, then makes the run towards the sideline. And bends in the early ball. James Virgili, he's got a second. He popped one in the right corner, now into the left. 2-0 Broadmeadow. And they are cantering away with the 3 points. And it's only the first half. And to make matters worse, Jacob Bailey into the book now for Valentine. The comments you sense he made to referee Callum Stammer after the goal was scored. As I said, Valentine, they are prepared to go after goals, and it means it's leaving them vulnerable at the back, and Magic are exploiting that. So what do they do here, Valentine? Down by 2-0. It could get ugly if they continue to push on like they are at the moment. Ben Hay picking up the line, remembering Valentine got beaten by Lambton Jaffas 4-0 last week, so that's 6 straight goals they have conceded now without scoring. They are down to 10 men though tonight. Luke Virgili off Ben Hay and found Cody Carroll, and now Cal Bradbury sizing up goal. Good save from Joel Magny. Diving low to his left, had to parry it wide. Must be wondering at the moment what he has to do to score, Cal Bradbury. He senses he's not far away. This one bent in towards the near post, and probably wished he had his time over again there, Mitch Oxborough. Bennington's so strong in the air. Now Ben Hay takes on Matt Hoole and ran into a brick wall. Oxborough turns away and delivers the ball to Cody Carroll, who does likewise for Cal Bradbury, who waits for the ball and then takes on Luke Willard again. Oxborough turning and swivelling and fired at goal. What is the answer at the moment for Valentine? You sense they've got to stem the bleeding, because Broadmeadow are playing some beautiful football. Ominously good football. Luke Virgili now bounces to Ben Hay. Murray put his boot through it, but Matt Hoole was there to intervene for Magic. James Virgili already 2 goals on the night, 4 for the season. Their leading scorer, Broadmeadow Magic. Cale Bradbury plays the 1-2 with Oxborough. It just opens up through the midfield. Finds Brymora. Clearly frustrated, Christian Brymora. 10 goals in 19 matches in the Swedish second division with Hasselholms, but unable to open his NPL Northern New South Wales account this season as of yet. Oxborough couldn't pick the pass to Luke Willard. John Griffiths tracking after it. It's Luke Virgili to his centre-back partner, Piddington. Matt Hoole. Last scored in this competition back in 2016. Josh Murray. Frustrated. The ladder as it stands at the moment. Live with this result, Broadmeadow sit in 5th place on the ladder. They've almost erased that for and against goal difference deficit. -1 as it stands currently with a 2-goal advantage. They need to get to +3 if they are to make it into the top 4 by the end of the round. And Virgili trying to go about that as he bends that one to Bradbury. A little overhit, but Bradbury's going to return. Enzor curling. Cody Carroll, free header on the edge of the 6-yard box. And he powers it past Joel Magny and scores his first goal of the 2019 NPL Northern New South Wales season. Just a clinical finish from Cody Carroll. 3-0 to Broadmeadow Magic. And this, you sense, could get ugly. And Broadmeadow could be in the top 4 by the end of the round if it continues this way. So the goal difference deficit erased now for Broadmeadow. And I should say they will need to win this one by 6 goals if they are to make it back into the top 4. Western sit 4th. They are +2, but they've scored 12. Magic have only scored 9, so they'll need 3. Based on what we're seeing, nearing half-time, they could well go on and get another 3 in the second half. That's 7 straight goals the Phoenix have conceded. Remembering they haven't won here at Magic Park in the top flight since 2010. Ben Hay tries to measure the pass to Matt Paul. And Magic have won their last 5 against Valentine in all competitions by 14-1. Add that up tonight, 17-1 in their last 6. Enzor. Bradbury. Linking up with Oxborough. What a ball to Cale Bradbury, who is powering in on goal. Bends away, and he's felled in the box, but there's an offside, according to Callum Stammer. Magic bench disagree with the decision, thinking there was contact. Gilly's first touch, a little heavy, but he was able to recover. And Enzor now with Cody Carroll. So he'll be proud of that goal into the starting side, and he scored. It's Brymora. And now Bradbury. Well blocked by Josh Murray. Now the goal scorer, Carroll. He came into the side with Justin Broadley out with a groin injury. beats Jacob Bailey easily, takes on Ben Hay, and Cal Bradbury puts it away, and he's offside again. Well, he can't believe it. And you could hear some chuckles as well out there. Cal Bradbury just cannot believe it. He still ponders what he has to do. I think one thing is stay onside. Piddington again winning the ball in the air. Oxborough onto Bradbury, returns it to the midfielder. Angles his pass to Matt Houle, who's making the run in front of James Virgili. Lovely build up this from Broadmeadow. But Riley Russell equally so in defence for Valentine. On a tough night for the Phoenix. Perry Budden sent off inside 5 minutes for a last man challenge on James Virgili. Nothing Callum Stammer, the referee, could do about that. He had to send him off. Had no other option. The double jeopardy rule wasn't in play because it was outside the box. Christian Brymora, and now Oxborough. Here is Cal Bradbury. It's a tight angle, and Magni was able to defend that near post. Falls for Brymora. Volleyed away by Brock Oakley. And now Oxborough, from that kind of range, he's normally deadly. Just hit it too far across goal. Oakley. Here's the turn from Motherway. Ball to Piddington. Just give you a quick update on that A-League score. The Newcastle Jets playing Brisbane Roar tonight, currently 0-0 after about 10 minutes at Suncorp Stadium. That second last round in the A-League. Round 7 in the NPL Northern New South Wales. And we're not far away from the NPL sides back in the FFA Cup. That's going to start in a couple of weeks, round 5. These two sides in action as free kick going the way of Valentine. You can hear Sam Griffin blowing up at Callum Stammer. Frustrations aplenty from the bench as it's taken quickly. They're trying to catch Broadmeadow Magic napping through Motherway. Now Willard hooking it in. Will fall here for Jacob Bailey, who is looking to size up the strike on goal. There are just too many red shirts though in between himself and goal. Carroll, and now Houle chiming in. It's been busy, Matt Houle, thus far. Now James Virgili again away from Russell and rolling it in. Brock Oakley misses. Christian Brymora. It's taken him a while, but finally he's on the board for Broadmeadow Magic. And his entire team, minus Paul Bitts, of course, comes down and celebrates with him. And it is 4-0 before half-time. And he'll be proud finally to get the monkey off his back, Christian Brymora. It was laid out on a platter, though, for him. Brock Oakley with a horrible air swing. But Brymora buried it. So the only man now from that fabulous front four that Broadmeadow have that hasn't scored is now Cal Bradbury. As Bailey Garland taking them on all by himself. Ensor and Vigili just slowing things down for Broadmeadow. So we are now into stoppage time in this opening half. There goes Brian Mora. Nudged up in the air by Murray. Carroll can't control the header inside the sideline. Oxborough. Here's John Griffiths. They look to get to half-time with this 4-goal margin intact. Remembering that 6 goals for Broadmeadow, a 6-goal win, will be enough to push them to 4th spot on the table. Vigili darting past a couple. Can he grab a first-half hat-trick? He can't. Well, Brian Mora, has he been collected or has he injured his knee here? He's just feeling that left knee. And Valentine are going to play on through Jacob Bailey, who finds Motherway, who could be in on goal here, but Luke Vigili cleans up well at the back for Broadmeadow. Now I can tell you Christian Brian Mora is back to his feet. And he's running out and he's saying he's fine. He's given the all okay to the fans sitting down the southern end of Magic Park. Up he goes, winning the header, and now Cody Carroll, well, he spotted Vigili. It falls for Oxborough. Bounces in front of Cale Bradbury. Vigili, can he get the hat-trick? He may not. Well, he's collected Brock Oakley there. James Vigili, he tried to bend that one across. In the end, a strike on goal. What a save from Joel Magny. And yes, you know who hit the shot. It was Cale Bradbury. And even he now is having a chuckle. Just incredible. He's picking out corners left, right and centre. And Joel Magny is doing likewise. So Brock Oakley is down. Now this was probably about a minute earlier when James Vigili raced down that left edge and he tried to curl one across and he just collected Brock Oakley. He may have either had an air swing or with his follow through. Callum Stammer, the referee, just making sure he's fine. He does need to get back into position because he's going to be needed here with Oxborough ready to curl it in. Cross goal. Brian Mora may have got his head to it. It won't matter in the end. And after a dominant first half, Broadmeadow Magic 4 goals to the good after Perry Budden was sent from the field for a last man challenge on James Vigili inside the opening 5 minutes. And while they withstood some pressure, they couldn't withstand it before the midway mark of the opening half. They finally broke through Broadmeadow. James Vigili with a couple, Cody Carroll with 1, and Christian Brian Mora with his first of the season. Half-time at Magic Park. Broadmeadow Magic 4, Valentine Phoenix 0. We'll be back in 10 minutes with the second half.
Broadmeadow Magic would like to thank our 2019 sponsors, Adam Jones Hardacre, Adore Pure Fabrication, Bale Botech Solicitors, Bell Flora Best Quality Flowers, Sabina Proprietary Limited, Big Colour Signs Vehicle Wrap, Orchard Sun Carpets, Both Design Structured Kitchen, Cable Installation and Construction, Capital Bodywork, Castle Railing, the Concept Sports Development Centre, Credit Manager and Call, Custom Kitchens by Design, Peter Petrovsky, DA Finance, Donna Foxowski, Dalton Partners, Daricon, DCB Group, Derek Stone Masons, Ben Stoltz Auto Centre, the Duke of Hotel, Sons Butchers, Elders Real Estate, EDC Consultants, the Excavation Specialist, Photo Property Group, Foresight IT, Good Food Distributors, Harry's Nickel Drink, High Tech Oils, Hub Advisory Group, Hunter Valley Steel, HB Aluminium, James Murray Funeral Directors, JBU Industries, Jonas Sport Australia, the Macedonian Pensioners Association, Dr. Joseph, Matthews Sportsfield Maintenance, Barrett Cleaning, MCC, Jimmy Gresner, Newcastle Macedonian Sports Club, Newcastle Freight Club Red, National Order Wholesale, Mount Park Islington, Tickets Pharmacy, TSB Shoe Services, Queen's Wharf Brewery, SP Glass and Glazing, Sharp Electronics Group, Steve Tourist Massacre Lantern, Stone Real Estate Dave Franceschi, Summit Financial Services, Williams the Jewelers, Order of Upholstery, and Wine on Technology. A reminder too at the conclusion of today's first grade fixture that we're going to magically like to invite all players, spectators and supporters back to the Vicar Wellington Hotel for post-match presentation. Just a reminder, round 2 washout fixtures, Brisbane Magic versus Lake Macquarie, then rescheduled for Saturday the 4th of May at Macquarie Field. NPL to kick off at 4:30, under 20 2:40 and under 18 4:55. Also, our FFA Cup fixture for the round 4 of the FFA Cup has been scheduled to play South Cardiff FC, and that will be played on Tuesday, the 7th of May at the Winter Oval for 7 p.m. kickoff. To save the date for the Magic Long Run coming up on Friday, the 12th of July. We're in the process of finalising guest speakers for our 2019 Magic Long Run, so save the date, Duke of Wellington Hotel.
the
Yeah.
sun starts to disappear.
A little bit. Yeah. No,
There's a bit of footage there where it's just like really dark. It even looks brighter on my screen.
Yeah, no, it does.
I was watching it back and I was like, wow, that's heaps darker than before. It's like,
Yeah, I think what they do when they're like with Fox, they actually have big lights on each side of the cameras, don't they? I'm pretty sure, just to make it really bright.
yeah.
Rather than what it actually is.
I think it looks like like phones and run the settings and stuff. So
Oh yeah.
it might have something to do with it.
Yep. Yeah, no,
I fixed it now, so like that was the score was so
Yep.
that
Yep.
one was alright. What's your verdict on that send off?
Yeah, it was. He had to miss it. Yeah.
It was a bit weird. It like flicked it to the flicked it around the attack the ball.
Yeah. If he was in the box, it probably would have been better because he would, you know, if you commit one of those fouls in the box, it's either a penalty or a send off if you play the ball.
Yeah.
So if he had stayed in the box, it probably would have been better. But yeah, it's just one of those things.
It's a bit clumsy.
Yeah, exactly. Two clumsy pieces.
That one was a lot more understandable, I think, than
No,
falling out of the
the
box.
Hamilton one, that was.
I've never even heard of that before.
It was just a reflex action thing.
Yeah,
He went out of the box and then he went.
Yeah, I've just never heard of that before. It's just that's incredible.
Yeah, so they won't be playing next week.
Oh, they're gonna buy.
No, they'll be suspended.
Oh, you mean the players?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rule, isn't it? The red card you get suspended.
Yeah, one match.
They have a similar thing as well where you get some, if you commit some red cards, you get suspended.
Yeah, five yellows.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's a few players that accumulate those people.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
One particular former goalkeeper from Valentine. Who just never seems to stop getting red cards.
Yeah.
He plays for West, I think, in
Welcome back to Magic Park in Broadmeadow, round 7 of the NPL Northern New South Wales. And it is James Virgili with a couple, Christian Brymora with his first of the season, and also Cody Carroll, who is back into the starting side for this one. They've all got on the score sheet. And we might even get, I know Broadmeadow are cantering away with the 3 points, but if you're lucky, we might even get a special guest appearance in the second half from Chris Turner, who's at a party tonight. So just hold on if you can. As Valentine get us back underway in round 7. And just an update from the A-League. The Jets up 2-0. Roy O'Donovan making it 2-0 in the 27th minute. So good news for Jets fans. And good news for Magic fans in this one. That 4-0 scoreline. Perry Budden sent off inside the opening 5 minutes. The Jets goal scorers Joey Champness, also Roy O'Donovan. So they're up 2-0 at the moment. As Cody Carroll tries to angle that pass to James Virgili. Can he score a hat-trick? Another one for him in the NPL Northern New South Wales. As up looks Josh Piddington. Looking to chip it forward. Joel Magny in goals for Valentine Phoenix. Former Walls End goalkeeper in the New FM Northern League 1 last year. They finished in 6th place. This one hooked long by Brock Oakley. So what is the decision from Darren Sills and Sam Griffin in this second half? Do they continue to play with some freedom like they did after going down to 10 men, and it allowed Broadmeadow to exploit them at the back? Matt Hoole now to James Virgili. Riley Russell really has had his work cut out for him this afternoon into the evening. Ends on now to Carl Bradbury, who was chuckling to himself late on in the first half where he smashed a strike towards the top corner and Joel Magny made the save. And he was caught offside a few times as he bared down on goal. Actually put one in the back of the net as well. You sense surely he's going to score in this half, Carl Bradbury. As we've got an offside. And we do have Chris Turner on the line. Chris Turner, have you got a joke for us tonight?
I do. Ben, how you going?
Well, you're live on Bar TV at the moment, CT. Broadmeadow Magic leading Valentine by 4-0. And a few people have texted me saying, we need a joke from CT. So I said, all right, we'll get him on the phone. You're at a function, but I'll get you on.
Love being live on Bar TV, and welcome to all you viewers out there. Hope you're enjoying your evening. So, Ben, you know we love a joke. Why don't you trust stairs?
Why don't you trust stairs, CT?
Because they're always leading up to something.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now, tell me your thoughts on this one so far. Perry Budden sent off after 5 minutes. What is it with keepers getting sent off today? Tyler Warren sent off in the Hamilton game earlier. What's going on?
Well, certainly Tyler Warren, I can understand that one because he's all hands and feet and limbs, and he can go through people. So sometimes some clumsiness from Tyler, but I'm not sure about Perry. What's happened there? Talk me through it, Bart. Just give me the quick analysis.
Well, I can tell you it was a last man challenge and he was sent off, and since then Broadmeadow have dominated this one. So, yep, fair enough.
Well, that's all good news. Well, I'll let you continue on with your commentary. Thanks for the call in, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Well, thanks for the interlude, and I'll see you on Thursday. A reminder that the match of the round is Hamilton and Adamstown. So you enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you on Anzac Day.
Looking forward to that one, and looking forward to everyone joining us on Anzac Day. Should be a cracker.
Thanks, CT. So there you go. There's Chris Turner. I said I'd get you on. Special guest, and we've got him. So thanks to Chris Turner for sparing a couple of minutes. It's Carl Bradbury. Couldn't keep it inside the line. I think that's a Bar TV first as well. Getting someone on the phone, on the stream. I don't know how or when that would have occurred previously. Matt Houle.
Number 16, Ryan Ingle off, replaced by number 12, Jared Baker.
Now Josh Piddington, who almost had his second goal of the season in the first half, had an open header in the 18-yard box and somehow couldn't put it on target. James Vigili has Christian Primora in the middle, beats Riley Russell, all ends up. Primora, well, I can't quite understand how he hasn't got a boot to that and made it a 5-goal scoreline. Well, he may make it 5 here, and it's scrambled away by Connor Motherway in the end. May have been Riley Russell, it was, who was able to keep it from crossing the chalk and making it 5-0. Just on James Vigili, scored 4 goals in round 1 against Lake Macquarie last year. That's the most he scored in one match in the NPL Northern New South Wales. And he also scored a hat-trick back in his first season in the competition in 2016 against the Jets youth. So he's looking for his 3rd hat-trick in the competition. And Broadmeadow needs 6 tonight if they are to move their way into the top 4 on goal difference. Piddington tracks back. Griffiths. Matt Paul against one of his former sides. Turned over, and Brian Mora. Maybe tough here for Magic just to get themselves going in the second half, leading by 4-0, up by a man and totally dominating the opening half. We see Jared Baker is out there now for Broadmeadow. Previously with Lambton Jaffers and also the Jets youth. Good opportunity for the young man in the midfield. And now Motherway, a rare foray forward here for Valentine, and Paul Bitts spills it and he's able to dive on the loose ball. Matt Houle. That change for Broadmeadow. Ryan Ensor off, which has meant that Luke Vigili has moved to the left fullback position. John Griffiths from the midfield to centre back alongside Josh Piddington, and then Jared Baker into the midfield. Magic midfield made up of Oxborough, Jared Baker, and also Cody Carroll. Good opportunity for the young man. This is Riley Russell, short in stature but very fleet footwork, and he ran into cul-de-sac in the end. Up looks Cody Carroll and curls it in front of James Vigili down towards probably the darkest corner of Magic Park. And now Cale Bradbury darting past a couple and hanging it up. A little too far for Brian Mora, but Jared Baker was able to strike on goal. So used to seeing Shane Paul in that number 12 for Broadmeadow Magic. Jared Baker wearing it this year. Here he is. Now Luke Vigili couldn't get it off the tarmac, but it will roll into the path of Bradbury. Feeds in Brian Mora. Was bumped around in the box. So Valentine, as it stands, will stay 9th. And their last 6 matches, including this one, they've conceded 18 goals against Broadmeadow Magic and scored just 1. Oxborough Carroll, one of the first half goal scorers, onto Piddington. Here's Oxborough with the turn and swivel. Now Matt Houle, who turned 27 on Thursday. And Cal Bradbury, once again, wondering how he's been caught offside. I think I've lost count how many times he's been caught in front of the final defender. As this time he is manhandled by Motherway. Griffiths and Houle. Now Oxborough gets the sideline. Neat turn from Matt Houle, and he drops it in front of Vigili, who again in a foot race with Russell. He's going to win it again. Was he illegally felled in the box? Not according to Callum Stammer. Cody Carroll swivels and turns. Finds Oxborough. Looked to size up the shot, instead opted for Bradbury. Vigili along the tarmac and at the back post. He has got his third hat-trick in the NPL Northern New South Wales, James Vigili. He's been back for 4 seasons and he's got his third hat-trick. That just shows you how prolific he has been. And it's been a 5-star attacking performance from Broadmeadow Magic against the 10 men of Valentine. There's the 5th. And now he's on target for a 4th. Remembering he scored 4 against Lake Macquarie in the opening round last season. There's 4 on the table if James Vigili wants it. Maybe more. That's the worrying thing. So 5-0, Magic a goal away now from going into the top 4 and pushing Western out. Oxborough, and here's Cale Bradbury. Well, James Vigili is unmarked at the back post. Bradbury taking them on himself. A terrific sliding challenge from Brock Oakley. And if it wasn't for him, it could be a whole lot more. He's made some wonderful last-ditch challenges. -3 goal difference coming into this one, Broadmeadow. Currently, +2. As the ball falls for Josh Piddington. Dinks it back inboard. Falls to Josh Murray. And now Matt Houle surveys the options and opts for the squaring ball to Cody Carroll. And now Oxborough looking up and bending it towards the back post. And there is Josh Piddington. He has got multiple goals. And it's only round 7. He's in a goal-scoring spree at the moment. Two goals in 3 matches now, in his last 3. Josh Piddington making it 6-0. So live ladder, Broadmeadow are into the top 4 as it stands. This is really worrying for Valentine. Could they get one back here? Paul Bitts comes out, smothers it. He's going a long way out, and he did really well, Paul Bitts. He had to. And it doesn't look good here for Valentine. So he just tried to double check. It was gone to ground. Ben Hay going down to check on Matt Paul, it is. Have just collided with Paul Bitts on his way through there. And it looks as though they're going to have to make a change, Valentine. Mitch Lawrence waiting to come on halfway. One of the youngsters, 19-year-old, debuted last year local at Valentine, and you sense that could be the end of the section. Well, Matt Paul is back to his feet, so maybe he could continue. So Mitch Lawrence is going to put the bib back on, and Matt Paul is going to stay out there. Magny comes out. Put himself under a little bit of pressure. Josh Murray. And now Luke Willard's ball central. Took a little deflection. Now Ben Hay. Shoulder to shoulder with Cody Carroll. Free kick goes Valentine's way. A little bit of displeasure expressed by Cody Carroll. And Ruben Zadkovic is getting John Majerowski ready. So James Virgili won't get a chance to score 4. He'll take a hat-trick to the bench. Not a bad effort at all. John Majerowski out onto the park. He'll be hungry for a goal as well. He scored once this year in that 1-0 win over Hamilton Olympic. As here's a header, and he's put it onto the roof of the net, Ben Hay. Great delivery from Josh Murray. And Valentine looked to get a consolation. Way powers that one over the sideline. That is a neat flick on from John Majerowski. Jared Baker just got in a little bit of a tangle there. Oxborough curling. Now it rolls into the path of Cale Bradbury. Can he finally break the back of the net? Well, you couldn't get much closer. Just wide of that far post. So Mitch Lawrence will head out there now, and Matt Paul is going to limp from the ground. He has succumbed to that knock he suffered a few minutes ago. He was racing through on goal. You thought potentially he was going to roll one home. Couldn't do so in the end though. Paul Bitts made a wonderful smother. Virgili looks up. Now Brian Moore up. Oxborough gives and goes. And he's going to race towards the byline. And the corner will go the way of Broadmeadow Magic and Mitch Oxborough. Plenty of numbers in the box for Broadmeadow. So it falls for Jared Baker. Does he take on the strike? He does. Not a bad option when you're up by 6 goals to nil. Cantering towards victory now, Broadmeadow. It's Cale Bradbury winning a free kick. James Virgili with 3. Cody Carroll, Christian Brymora, and Josh Piddington, the goal scorers. Which means that Josh Piddington is Broadmeadow's second highest goal scorer this season, with 2 goals. Free kick bent in, and maybe Majerowski just lost it in flight. You don't see that too often. John Majerowski maybe a little bewildered there. It dropped onto his boot. Magni puts his man at the back under more pressure. Brymora, neat 1-2 with Majerowski, whose return ball was cut out by Brock Oakley. Deflection off Baker. So 10 consecutive goals conceded for the Phoenix now, who will stay in 9th place. This is going to damage their goal difference massively unless they can find a couple of consolation goals. Bailey Garland, he's had limited chances. And didn't he fire that one into the bottom corner? A little bit of dew, maybe it just slid under Paul Bitts. And Bailey Garland has his first goal in Phoenix colours. A former Eagle. Beginning his time with the Phoenix. Neat and tidy finish for a man who's had limited opportunities. And he did leave Edgeworth because he had work commitments down south. Trip up to Valentine a little less strenuous than heading further north to Edgeworth. This ball dinked up and over the top, and Paul Bitts outside his box. The only frustration for Broadmeadow at the moment is the fact that that clean sheet is out the window. This ball from Mitch Lawrence is overhit. He's the 19-year-old Mitch Lawrence. Plays the 1-2 with Ben Hay, and he decides he will strike. An audacious attempt. No NPL goals for him. He scored 3 in the under-18s last year. I can tell you, as it stands currently, Broadmeadow Magic and Western have both scored 12, conceded 10. Level on points at the bottom of that top 4. Broadmeadow with Western. As this curled in, Majerowski couldn't quite crane his neck to angle the header over Magni and inside the far post. It's all gone downhill for the Phoenix since that red card to Perry Budden inside 5 minutes. And Magic have just been clinical in the final third, especially James Virgili. What a performance from him. A hat-trick, and now he's been substituted. But Bailey Garland wins the ball from John Griffiths, who's now under a little bit of pressure. Garland cuts it across the face and just behind Jacob Bailey. And have Broadmeadow Magic just taken their foot off the gas a little bit? Oxborough, well, maybe not. Oxborough found the pass to Majerowski, who was offside. A little slow to get back. Valentine still keen to push forward. Finally, they broke that run of goals against without scoring themselves. Got up to 10 there for Valentine. After they were beaten 4-0 by Lambton last week, now 6-1 here. A couple of hefty defeats. Majerowski. Silky skills inside the sideline. Let's give you that score in the A-League. The Newcastle Jets leading Brisbane Roar 2-0. Champness and O'Donovan with the goals. Their final match next week against Sydney at this time, 5:30. There's Matt Hull tracking back. Hawkesborough. Bouncing and rolling towards Bradbury. Riley Russell, your sense, will be relieved with James Virgili off the park, but now he's got Cale Bradbury to deal with. Down that flank. It's chipped into Brian Mora, his header across to Majerowski, off the bench, and now he's scored for Broadmeadow Magic. 2 for the season, 7 on the night. Magic now solidify that spot in the top 4. And there's still plenty of time for Broadmeadow as the full moon rises over Magic Park. The final match of round 7. That is a spectacular full moon out towards the east. This really has been a red letter day for Broadmeadow Magic. The boys in red. Ben Hay protesting that decision. Hawkesborough. Short to Carroll, who returns it to Magic midfielder. As Matt Hull skips over the challenge of Lawrence, who returns. Hawkesborough brought it down well. Carroll attempted the turn. Couldn't execute it though and win possession for Magic. So Valentine with the free kick. A reminder that the NPL Northern New South Wales is back underway on Thursday. We've got Adamstown and Hamilton Olympic, the Anzac Day match, as our match of the round. Looking forward to bringing that one to you. Just over 15 minutes left in this one. Piddington wins it in the air. Lawrence with the angle pass towards Willard, who's been pushed up into the final third. Connor Motherway back to right back, and Joel Magny. Not been his night between the posts. Hasn't been his fault though, the Valentine backup goalkeeper. Good turn from Ben Hay, but it's the pass which lets him down. Brian Mora. And now Paul Bitts. Virgili with 3 tonight. John Majerowski off the bench replaced Virgili and scored. Cody Carroll as well. Josh Piddington. Christian Brian Mora with the goals. And it was Bailey Garland who found a way past Paul Bitts for Valentine, but it was already 6-0 at that point. And Magic goalkeeper probably with only himself to blame for that goal. He'll be so disappointed because it would have been a second clean sheet of the season if he was able to withstand that. And of course the final minutes remaining. The goalkeeper of the year last year in the NPL in Northern New South Wales. Hull curling it back to bits. Decides he's going to launch it into the night sky. Motherway did nicely to beat Brian Mora on the first. And then picks the pass to Hay. And now Murray angles the ball to Lawrence. Neat one touch from the 19-year-old to Riley Russell. This is better build-up from Valentine, but it all breaks down. Matt Hull with a strong challenge. Oxborough, lovely slide of touch to Cale Bradbury. Can he finally break his drought this season, Cale Bradbury? No, he can't. Joel Magny standing tall at the near post. And despite conceding 7, he has been very, very strong between the sticks. And Valentine turn it over again. Cody Carroll just burning down the middle of the park. Brian Mora angling his run and then overhitting the ball, which Magny will control. It's simply been the defence for Valentine. Way too much space between the lines. And Magic have simply exploited it, and Magny's been a sitting duck for pretty much all 7 of the goals tonight. Willard in number 7. Garland, that's a great first touch. Can he grab a second as he looks around Matt Hull? He's got red shirts swarming him, and still he retains possession. Jacob Bailey may have trod on Cody Carroll. In the end, it's Cale Bradbury who is offside. He's been offside at least half a dozen times tonight. And the wait goes on. Piddington. Final 15 minutes now at Magic Park. Matt Hull. Now Oxborough. Bradbury feeds the ball back to Matt Hull. Mitch Lawrence covering for Valentine, and Broadmeadow Magic about to make their final change. Jeremy Wilson in number 20 is going to replace Cody Carroll. Ruben Zadkovic may be taking some precautions with Cody Carroll. He was trodden on a couple of minutes ago. Could have just been a planned substitution, but cop a little bit in the previous few minutes. Be proud of his performance. Into the starting side, grabbed a goal. Matt Jarolski swept away by Jacob Bailey for the Phoenix. Jared Baker, lovely, well brought down. Cale Bradbury feeds in Majorowski, 8-1. Unselfish from Cale Bradbury. And John Majorowski's only been out there probably about 15 or 20 minutes, and he's already scored 2. 7 goals the difference. Magic beat Lake Macquarie by 6 last year. That is eclipsing that result, and they beat the Jets Youth 10-2 a few years back. So can they get to an 8-goal margin? There's still time for them. Jacob Bailey, now Hay. Here's Griffiths, the turn from Oxborough. Comes off the knee of Murray and away from Russell, who tracks it down. question is, surely, despite being down to 10 men, Valentine should not be conceding this amount. It's been a red-hot Broadmeadow Magic attack. Take nothing away from that, but Valentine's defence has allowed Magic to score the goals they have. It's been quite open. They haven't sat back, and they've continued to go after goals, but it's cost them at the other end of the park. Bailey Garland gets back up to his feet. You can see currently it's almost a 3-on-3 at the back right now. And it will be a 3-on-3 at the back as Jared Baker now. The overlapping run of Josh Piddington and Carl Bradbury was offside. And Callum Stammer is going to bring it back for that offside. No advantage for Valentine, with Connor Motherway putting it out for what was going to be a corner kick. Ben Merriman out there as well for Valentine now. A terrible night for Valentine. Awful, really. Lawrence. So the young brigade out there for Valentine. Merriman brings it down. Previously had some time at Western, has Ben Merriman in number 18. Lawrence with the throw. Ben Hay. Not a bad effort. Josh Piddington with his body on the line, his head on the line. Corner fight in at the near post. Paul Bitts was able to push it clear. And now Cale Bradbury. Can he turn Russell? Well, he could be in some trouble here. Surely he has to go into the book. Riley Russell. He doesn't. Maybe Callum Stammer taking some pity on Valentine Phoenix, who have been totally and utterly obliterated tonight. Wilson. And now Brymora. It's a matter of who else can get on the score sheet here for Broadmeadow Magic. Simple as that. Jeremy Wilson. He hasn't scored in the NPL top flight. Could he get himself on the score sheet tonight? Josh Piddington's got one for himself, and he could potentially have had two tonight. Matt Houle. Almost 3 years without a goal for him. Piddington chips it up and over the top, looking for the run of Houle. Magny picks out Bradbury. Does he take them on himself? Lovely 1-2. Cale Bradbury cuts it back, and John Majorowski. What a chance that was for his hat-trick. He's come off the bench for James Virgili, who scored a hat-trick of his own, and Majorowski almost had one there. So who takes the match ball home? I know there's a few. They're just queuing up for goals at the moment. Brymora bringing it down. Majorowski feeding in Oxborough. Well, there is a really strong possibility of this reaching double figures. Baker. Ben Hay in the midfield for Valentine. Now to Bailey. Oakley curling it wide. Merriman couldn't keep it inside the chalk. Luke Magilli, having seen his brother score 3. He'll be proud of his younger brother. Neat footwork to get away from Jacob Bailey. And this bounces a couple of times in front of the speedy Kyle Bradbury, and he tried to pick out the bottom corner, and it wasn't far away again. It's just not his night. Gives the applause to Luke Vigili, who deserves it, for picking him out with that ball across the ground. So just looking at the table, another goal for Broadmeadow Magic, and they will go to third on the table. They've overcome a -3 goal difference. Hamilton Olympic are +5. They are +4 as it stands currently. So it's so important for them to continue the goal scoring spree, because it means, having only played 5 matches, they'll be just 1 win off top spot. Kyle Bradbury brings it down this time, and it's drilled home. There's another one. There is 9 for Broadmeadow Magic, and it's Mitch Oxborough with his first on the night and his second in a couple of matches. And double figures is on the cards. Well, calling it defending from Valentine is kind, because there's not much of it going on at the moment. And there hasn't been much of it tonight outside of the first 20 minutes or so. Perry Budden sent off inside 5 minutes. And that was the beginning of the end for the Phoenix. So Magic go to third on the ladder. They have jumped Hamilton now. So they've gone above Western in 4th. They've gone above Olympic, who were in 2nd place. I should say were in 3rd place. And sitting above them in 1st and 2nd, Edgeworth and Lambton. Brock Oakley stoops for the header. Jeremy Wilson, Brian Mora. Josh Murray did well to cut that one out. Matt Hoole. And now Baker. Another dangerous ball in. So the stats get even worse for Phoenix fans. 23-1 the last 6 matches against Broadmeadow Magic. I should say 23-2. It's not quite as bad as 23-1, but it's close enough. With that goal scored by Bailey Garland, 23-2. That's the combined score of the last 6 in all competitions between Magic and Valentine. All of them since Ruben Zadkovic has been in charge at Broadmeadow. No blemishes against Valentine for him. Oxborough looks up, having just opened his account on the evening. And Bailey Garland straying offside. And now John Majorowski. Is this the moment for Kyle Bradbury? Well, you wouldn't credit it. You would not credit it. What does he have to do? Kyle Bradbury. When he strikes it towards the corner, Joel Magny picks it out. And when he has the goal at his mercy, he somehow misses or hits the post. And the wait goes on. Remembering back in 2017, he took 5 matches to get off the mark. He would equal that without a goal tonight. How in a 9-1 scoreline Kyle Bradbury doesn't get on the score sheet for Broadmeadow is incredible in itself. 3 goals in his last 2 against Valentine. James Vigili coming into this one He'd scored 6 in his last 7. Well, that's bumped up to 9 now in his last 8 since coming back to the NPL from the A-League. Vigili across goal, and Magni will gobble it up. Magni distributes wide to Motherway. Hay on the spin and turn. Given a little bit of a grab by Jared Baker. Here's Merriman. Strong challenge from Jeremy Wilson. Ben Hay, neat control, and does enough to win the free kick. So we're into stoppage time in this second half of a night that Valentine would rather forget, and Magic, well, they'll be proud of this, really proud. And while they have been against 10 men, they've been so clinical in the final third. Their attack has fired tonight. Spoke about coming into this match that they were struggling in the final third with the embarrassment of riches that they have at their disposal with 6 goals in just 4 matches. But tonight they have gelled, and there's ominous signs for the rest of the competition, because James Vigili is in fine form. Christian Brymore has got off the mark. Cal Bradbury is as speedy as ever, but he's just lacking a bit of confidence in front of goal at the moment. And maybe a bit of luck as well, you could say. It's Magic with a free kick. So they're after double figures. It's an 8-goal margin. They beat the Jets Youth a few years back 10-2. So a similar margin. Can they make it 9 here? Josh Piddington is offside. Well, for all money, you thought that was it. 10-1. And it was Josh Piddington providing the assist. Not to be, it would have been a hat-trick for John Majerowski as well. And that is it. A horror night for Valentine. A stunning night for Broadmeadow Magic. 9-1 victors. And they make it 6 straight against the Phoenix and rise to 3rd place on the NPL Northern New South Wales ladder. And for Valentine, it's a consecutive loss, and what a loss it was. 4-0 last week against Lambton, 9-1 tonight against Broadmeadow Magic. And they will finish round 9, I should say round 7, in 9th place, just 1 point away from last on the ladder. And their goal difference, which coming into this one was at -3. It has taken a battering, -11 now, full time at Magic Park. Broadmeadow Magic 9, Valentine Phoenix 1. Ruben Zadkovic's side utterly dominant tonight, and Valentine will want to forget this one in a hurry. So just a reminder that the NPL rolls around again on Thursday, the annual Anzac Day clash at Adamstown Oval. Adamstown Rosebud up against Hamilton Olympic. Myself and Chris Turner will be there for all the action from 2:25 p.m. We look forward to your company then. Thanks for your company tonight. Broadmeadow Magic too good, winning by 9 goals to 1.